you mix President Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong-un together, what do you get?
I see. It's an interesting mix. It would be oil and water and some type of wine.
What is your opinion regarding Kim Jong-un?
I don't think that Kim Jong Un is, for lack of a better word, lucid. I think he's a man with power that has grown up in a home with power. And with most egomaniacs, there's really no reasoning with egomaniacs. And at least that's what's presented to us in our news here.
Okay.
And based on some of my friends I work with that are Korean, that live in South Korea, their feeling is that Kim Jong-un is a man with no soul. And when you have someone that has no true emotional ties, there's really no reckoning.
What do you feel is driving Trump's agenda? What do you think he's really after? You think he wants to be the richest man in the world?
Well, I think that he's being funded by the NRA and he's being funded by some very powerful people. And what it comes down to is the money. If you can follow the money trail, then you can come to the decisions that are being made. I feel like Trump is an opportunist and he's handling the White House as if he is on his show, The Apprentice, for whatever the circumstances was. And what it come down to, you're not in agreement with him. And when you're not a part of whatever agenda he has for today, it's not a set agenda for a planned period of time, then you have to suffer the consequences. And unfortunately, we as Americans are suffering the consequences of his instability. Let's say that. Because, was he a part of the Tea Party? Is he a libertarian? Is he a Republican? Is he a Democrat? I think he's a Trump-a-cat.
I believe,
you know what I mean?
I just, people would agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't believe that he really fully identified with any party because it's really, again, it's about what he wants at that particular time. And that changes.
In your opinion, do you believe President Trump is healthy enough to run this country mentally and physically?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I do feel like he is suffering from some form of dementia. What form exactly, I don't know. I'm sure it's not as far as Alzheimer's, but it is some form of dementia. And some of his behaviors are almost sociopathic, just the idea of you're smiling one day, you're frowning the next day, and you feel free to just say or do anything. As the president, that screams volumes to me. And what it screams to me is mental illness. It's more than just being an arrogant individual or an egomaniac, which he does have those tendencies too, and they've come to fruition in this form of dementia that has led to this. And I just feel like I'm the same way. We have to deal with the root problem. And the root problem is that it's not about you. It's about us.
Exactly.
And we have to keep that in mind. Because sometimes we say and do things that's not appropriate. And what we do is when we have a heart to do right, what we do is we go back and correct those things. Because it's very important. Right. Our relationships is everything. That's how we get by, is by relationships. And God has called us to love one another. That's how he said that they'll know that you are my disciples, have the love you have one to another. So I can appreciate you showing the love as an American to our president, because whether I voted for him or not, which I didn't, he is the president. Exactly. And we have to respect the office. But at the same time, as an American, your behavior is absolutely not acceptable. Not acceptable whatsoever. The attacks on the man that's protecting the kids with the gun, the NFL not putting their hands over their hearts, doing the national anthem. All of these things are non-issues when it comes to one of our territories, Puerto Rico, being flooded out and people are not getting the assistance they need, and you're dragging your feet. You're sending tweets out every day, which, in my opinion, is really inappropriate. And the things that you talk about, even like one tweet I read about him saying that he's going to meet with Kim Jong Un and how they're keeping the pressure on, and everybody's in agreement with them and whatever, and then you're dissing them at the same time. You haven't really even met up with this man. And one thing we do know is when you have mental illness, you can't look at it as if it's some type of weakness, because it's not weakness, and it's not to be shameful. What it is someone crying out for help, and those that have the tools to help should.
Our president said he was going to drain the swamp. But instead of draining the swamp, looks like he has laid a layer of gold over the swamp and became the swamp master. What is your opinion regarding the swamp master?
The real problem is systematic corruption. And because of that systematic corruption, the only way that you can truly get rid of it, you just have to start over again.
Well,
We need a new voting system. We need a new way of representation. And when people are not adhering to what their constituents are voting for them to represent, then they should have the right to impeach.
I'm Dr. Bankhead, and thank you for watching. As the White House turns, so does the Holy Bible.